Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing good. So today we'll try to understand data policies in ServiceNow. Okay, so let's get started. So I just want to highlight the topics which I am going to cover in this video. So first I'm going to explain what is data policy, and then I'm going to provide you example of data policies, and later I'm going to explain you what is the difference between data policies and UI policies. Okay, and we'll try to understand how can we convert UI policies to data policies and vice versa. Okay, and then we'll try to implement one of the data policy use case so you can better understand. Okay, and then we'll try to understand how can you debug the data policy if you find any error. Okay, so what is data policies? So data policies enable you to enforce data consistency by setting mandatory and read-only states for field. So by using data policy, you can set the field mandatory or read only, and it helps to enforce the data consistency in ServiceNow. And data policies can apply rules to all data entered into system or ServiceNow, including the data brought into through import set or web services, and data entered through the mobile application also. So data policy is applicable to the all kind of data which is entered into ServiceNow, whether it can enter from web services, I mean integration, or it can enter from import set. So we try to load data right using import set. So we can apply the rule on those data also. And by default, data policies are applied to all glide record operation, including those which is used in scripted REST API and the REST table API. And you can opt out to the applying the data policy to target records of SOAP web services, import set, and client-side UI policies also. So first, let's go to our personal instance and type here data policy, and we'll see how our data policy forms looks alike. So you have to go to data policy under system policy rule. Okay. Okay, so you can click on new to configure any data policy. Okay, so this is the data policy form where you can create new data policy. And here you have to select the data policy table where you want to apply this data policy. Okay, so let's take one example and try to create a data policy. To ensure that resolution notes field is updated before an incident is marked as closed or resolved. So what we have to do is, so whenever we are closing or resolving the incident, we have to update the uh, resolution note field. Okay, so let's try to open incident record. Okay, so first we have to select incident table for that. Okay, because we want to trigger this data policy on that incident table. Okay, and now we are having this option apply to import set, apply to SOAP, and use as UI policy on client. So if we want to apply this data policy on import set, we can check this or uncheck it. If we want to apply this data policy on SOAP, we can check it, or if you don't want it to apply on SOAP, we can uncheck it. And if you want to use this data policy as a UI policy, we can check it, or unless we can uncheck it. So we don't want to use it as a UI policy, so I'm going to uncheck it. And I don't want to apply on SOAP, so I'm just unchecking it. And here this inherit. So if you check this inherit, so it will applicable to all the table which inherit the incident table. So it is not required, so I'm not checking it right now. And now we just try to open one of the incident. Okay, so it's taking, okay, yeah, it got opened. So here we have this resolution notes, right? So if we are trying to close this incident as a closed or resolved, we have to fill this resolution notes, right? And whenever this data policy will be applicable whenever data is entered into a service now from other source. So for that, what we have to do is we have to try to load data through import set because we don't have any integration as of now. So we'll try to upload the data from import set, and we have to make this field mandatory. Okay, on What will be the condition when is our state is resolved or closed? So let's try to do it. I'm providing the short description. Update the resolution nodes when state is resolved or closed. Okay, and same you can provide in the description, and you can describe if you want. And here in condition we have to provide state is one of resolved or closed. Okay, and you can save it. Okay, so you have created your data policy. Now we have to create data policy rule. So we have UI action, right? So same we have data policy rule. So here we have to select the field. So I'm going to select resolution nodes here. Okay, because we have to make resolution nodes as mandatory. Okay, and now what we have to do is, it is kind of same as UI policy. We have to make mandatory as true and we have to just submit it. Now our data policy has been created, and now what we'll try to do is, we'll try to upload some incident data through import set. Okay, so I have made this sheet because I don't want it to take more time. So here what I have done is, I have taken two incident record and I have updated the state for both of them, and for one I have updated the resolution notes, and for another I have left the resolution notes as blank. And this is the mandatory field once we are closing the incident, so I have taken this also. And now we'll try to load this incident sheet. So you have to go to load data and you have to create import set table. I'm providing sample 1 and I'm choosing that incident data. So this is the incident Excel sheet. I am uploading it and our sheet number is 1. Submit. Now we have created import set table. Now we have to create a transform map. Okay, here you can give the same name, sample 1. Okay, and you have to select the target table. So we are going to select incident as a target table because we need to load the data in incident table. Okay, and here you have two options, whether you can map manually according to you, and you can select on auto map matching field. So I'm selecting on it because I have taken all the field name as per ServiceNow. So I can click on this auto map matching field, so it will auto map. Okay, so our transform map created and map has been automatically created. So now what we have to do is, we have to set callers as true for number, because number is the unique ID for incident. So I'm setting it as a true. And now what we have to do is, we have to click on transform. Click on transform, and now our status is complete. So let's go to transform history and check. So it has completed with error. So let's see what is the error. Okay, so here you could see data policy exception, because we have not provided resolution node for this one, so this would not have been closed. So refresh it. Okay, and if we check, see, this has been resolved and status is resolution node are set to test 1, but this is not being closed because we have not provided close or nodes, right? This is how you can create the data policy, and I hope it is quite clear how how it enforces the data to be consistent. So now let's navigate to our slide. Okay, so now we'll try to understand difference between data policies and UI policy. So we are aware of that data policy runs on server side, okay, but UI policy runs on browser or client side. And we can perform only two action in data policy, read only and mandatory. But we can perform four action using UI policy, like we can make the field read only, we can make the field mandatory, visible, and we can clear the field value also. We have one checkbox, you can click on that and you can make the field clear the field value in UI policy. And you don't have any option to write script in data policy, okay. So you could see here there's no option to write a script here, but we are in UI policy, we are having option to write a script, right? So we are having a script, you can write your run script in UI policy, right? But we don't have this functionality on data policy. We can't perform action in table related list. In data policy, we cannot make any restriction on table related list, but we can perform action in table related list on UI policy. And data policy is applicable on import set, web services, and mobile UI. Yeah, we are already aware of that. So it will set the restriction whenever any data enter into a ServiceNow. But UI policy is only applicable on form. Okay. So let's try to understand how can we convert UI policy to data policy. First, we'll try to understand how can we convert data policy to UI policy, right? And then we'll try to understand how can we convert UI policy to data policy. So in related list, you have option here. Convert this to UI policy. So this is the data policy we have converted just now. So you can use this, UI, you can make a use of this checkbox and you can use as UI policy on client along with data policy. And you have option to convert this also to UI policy. So if you click on it, you could see here new UI policy created from data policy. So this UI policy has been created from data policy and everything will be same. Okay, whatever condition we have provided, whatever you like data policy rule we have written, that will be converted into UI policy action. Okay, so let's try to convert UI policy into data policy. So I have created one UI policy as test on incident table. I have not done much, just created one UI policy to show how can you convert UI policy to data policy. So you have to come down in related list, you have option to convert this to data policy, and if you click on this, one data policy will be inserted to ServiceNow. You could see here new data policy created from UI policy, and it will be having the same condition. And if we are having any UI policy action, so it will be converted into data policy rules. Okay, I hope this is quite clear. So next topic is data policy debugging. So let's try to understand how can you debug the data policy. So you have to type here data policy. Okay, so here you have already option for debug data policy. You can click on it and only admin will be having access to debugging the data policy. And now you can try to do your operation here and everything will be captured in log and you can able to see the log and you are able to debug it, and you are having a script tracer as well as script debugger, and here you are able to see the log. Okay, so this is how you can debug the data policy. I hope you like my videos. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe my channel.